Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. I'm Taffany and this is Tika's Gardens, and I am going to be working on edging here in the bedroom garden as well as in the courtyard garden. This is going to be over the next couple of days because I have to go get more edging for the courtyard garden. But I wanted to show you this work because gardening is not always about the glamorous work where you're planting the beautiful flowers or the 50-foot trees or the new fencing, the things that glitter and shine. Sometimes it's this hard part, the stuff that's not so fun, but it has to be done. It's the things that make the garden look nice and look neat, solves problems, and is functional. So I found some edging to use back here. I found multiple types that stood out to me, but I couldn't really decide on what I wanted. And the one I really liked was like extremely expensive. So I was like, yeah, I don't think so. So in the end, I went with 4-inch tall plastic edging, no dig edging. So it is like the no dig edging that I'm pulling out. It's similar to it, not identical, but it's much taller. So it will keep the garden soil in this bed. It will keep the grass from growing into the bed. And I will also be using it back towards the fence as well, where I have the garden soil rolling down and into the drain. So I'll be using it in a couple of places, which I'll show you once I'm done with everything. But that is what I am going to be doing today. I call it the unglamorous gardening day, but it's necessary. And I hope these kinds of things give you ideas as well for the problems that you have. If you're like me, where you have a garden with a couple of sections that tends to hold a lot of moisture and runoff and things like that. So that's what I am doing today, edging. So we're going to get this edging in, and then I am going to run and get some more edging for the courtyard garden, and tomorrow morning I will get up and I will put that edging out. So all of that will be done in this video. So you'll get to see the back done and this bedroom garden as well. So let's get started. All right, guys, so it is the next morning, and I went and got more edging, picked up groceries, the usual running around and stuff. So now my goal is to get these last two beds back here in the courtyard garden done, completely done with the edging. So my hope is that I will have enough edging to do all of this the last two sections with a little bit left over in case I need for the future. So this edging, of course, again, is rubber edging made from recycled tires. And so it's going to be able to withstand this high moisture environment back here. It should be pretty resilient and tough, and it's pretty heavy edging. And the coloring will blend well with the rock, the stones, and the coloring that we plan on doing for the house and garage as we in the future once we get those things done. So I've chosen colors with what's to come in the future for the structures. So that is why I have brown. Now, what I did do was go back and reset some of the edging in the other two beds so that where there are curves, I won't have large gaps. So by resetting them and putting the edging as the main, at the main center part of the curves, it makes it fit much better, which you will see once I give you a close-up look at everything. And then I have a really good solution for the little bit of gaps that I do have. So I really solved that problem for the most part. So I'm happy about that. Now, it looks like this edging got wet from the rain. So the tags are sticking to it. So you'll see some of the paper on it. But my hope is that after it gets watered a few times, the paper will soften up and I'll be able to just kind of rub it off over the next few days. So we'll see how that part goes. I don't want to have to damage it to get the paper off. So I'm hoping that it'll be able to rub off. So anyway, guys, I'm excited to get this section done. So let's get this part completed, which is going to take a little longer because I'm going to have to saw some pieces to fit where I need them to fit and all that. So keep your fingers crossed for me that I can do a good job with this. All right, let's get started in this part and give you a good look at everything once it's all done. All right, guys, the edging is done. I had to come back and make a few little changes to make it fit better in the curves so I don't have gaps that are as big as they were before. So I changed the curves just a little bit, and as you can see, the gaps are not as big. And like when you look here, if I can get a hold of some heavy duty staples, as I pull these up, it comes together. I'm using one hand, so it's hard to show you, but I did it like that. So anywhere where there is a curve and I have that, it can just be pulled together with, like some heavy duty staples. I'll show you that when that time comes. But right now, this is what everything looks like. And it looks good with the brick. And again, this is recycled tires. I went with rubber edging because of the moist conditions back here. Here is another example, but if you pull it forward, that comes together. So I figure I'll find heavy duty staples, push them in a little bit, and staple them together, something that can go through the rubber. But this is what it looks like from the distance, from the very back here. It looks like I left a staple out. Let me grab that. This is so pretty. And in my head, I can envision it when the gravel is, filled in more and everything like that. I'm loving this. Pretty. And a look from like over the fencing. Yes, that was definitely a good choice. And lastly, we have edging here in the bedroom garden, and I went with simple plastic edging for right now because I really could not decide, and I knew I needed to go ahead and get taller edging, especially after watching the garden from when it was raining. We had like 5 straight days of rain, and I brought that plastic edging here because while I was not getting runoff from this particular part, it was coming off from that part. The rocks were smaller, so it was coming over there, and I was getting a little runoff from the back part of there as well. So I've got the taller edging here, and while you can see it when you're kind of close up here, keep in mind that the Parsons juniper and the rose will be growing and getting bigger, and from a distance, you don't really see that edging in the back too much. But this is what I did with that. And again, I went with the brown. And I'm coming from this angle now. So I think it looks good. All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it for today's video. I am so pleased to have that edging done. And I'm just excited at how much this has changed since spring hit. I put so much energy into this part of the garden to get it done so we can enjoy it for the season. And for it to go from empty to this in a couple of months, I love it. So thank you guys for joining me today in the garden, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.